All right. Welcome to cooking. It's me, Debra, from the Center for Enhancing Abilities. The Bergen location is where I'm out of, but we welcome members from all locations. So welcome, welcome. And I see I already have an early bird on for cooking, so I'm thrilled. Great, perfect. So I just want to welcome everybody. At least the sun is out today. Yesterday was a crazy day. My coffee's not so great. I don't know. Maybe I switched the brand. But welcome. I hope your coffee tastes better than mine. So at least I see, I'm looking out my window in my kitchen. Looks like the sun is out. We had, hopefully you had a very lovely weekend. And today's recipe is going to use something that is from this weekend. This holiday weekend. We had Passover and we had Easter. And both holidays use hard-boiled eggs. Let me know. I think we have Terrence on. So hello, Terrence. Hello, Stephanie. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm so thrilled. I got Terrence. I got Stephanie. Excellent. Excellent. So today we're going to make a treat. I'm, kind of doing a lot of stress baking. Hopefully you've been to the store or you've gotten some supplies. This does involve flour, but it also involves hard-boiled eggs. Yeah. If you didn't dye eggs or hard-boiled eggs for one of the holidays, let me know. I'm just curious. I do it every year. I usually do about 4 to 5 dozen eggs. It's like crazy. So today, hold on to your seats. We're going to make hard-boiled egg chocolate chip cookies. Yes, I went there. That is good. Jamie, welcome. I got a little message. Technology. So welcome. I don't know if my assistant will come in today. He might make an appearance. He just started back at school after a spring break. So we'll see. We'll see if he comes back. But in honor of Simon, I have a mug that he made for me for my coffee many moons ago. So let me tell you what the ingredients are. I know some of you are like, Deborah, that sounds absolutely disgusting to make chocolate chip cookies with hard-boiled eggs. I would tend to agree with you, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it and we're going to see. So hopefully you have some hard-boiled eggs left. You only need 2. And hopefully you have some flour, some brown sugar, some chocolate chips around the house. Usually I have those in, or if you're going to the store, maybe add those things on. Every time I go to the store now, I try to make sure I have flour. I always pick up an extra thing of flour if I can. So before I started, I washed my hands. So if you're cooking along with me, because you have a well-stocked kitchen or you're following this afterwards, make sure you wash your hands. I had just done that before I started. And let's go through our list. So I have my list right here since I don't have my assistant. So first thing we're going to need, butter. It is a cup of butter. That's a lot of butter. That's a lot of butter. But, these are stressful times. Throwing butter to the wind. Yesterday during our lunch bunch, we were interviewing Sue with her dogs and cats, or her dogs and cat. She just has one. And different people were talking about how their pets liked butter. And I think, Terrence, was that one of yours? Comments? I had no idea. So keep the dogs and cats away because we need 2 sticks of butter, a cup of butter. Could you use margarine? Maybe. I would say I'd give it a shot. So we're going to need margarine. Okay. We're also going to need brown sugar. Light brown sugar. I imagine you can use any. I'm just trying to add a little bit more moisture back to my brown sugar. So I have wet what you call it, paper towel, because sometimes your brown sugar gets a little hard, so you can do different things to make sure it gets a little moist so you can break it up. We're going to need vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla. I can't even open it. I love that smell. Maybe it's the alcohol. I don't know. Then we're going to need 2 hard-boiled eggs. So I've already saved you the boring time of watching me peel the eggs. These were ones that I had dyed, and I peeled. I've been having a hard time lately peeling my eggs. If you have some tips, let me know. So we're going to cut those up in a second. We're going to chop them up. We're going to need salt, Morton's Umbrella Girl, okay, baking soda, okay, Arm & Hammer, doesn't matter what brand, you know, maybe I'll get sponsors out of this deal, I don't know. Let's see, salt, baking soda, you're going to need flour. So I started a new container. Remember I said my sugar container, I've had it for years. Now I have a new flour container. So I'm really excited. Flour, I'm going to use just all-purpose flour. You know, lately we've been mixing it up because we've been trying to conserve our flour. So I've been kind of using, and sometimes for health, we've been combining half of regular flour, all-purpose flour, and half whole wheat. Today we're just going to do it plain because I figured, you know, we're taking a risk with the eggs. So we're just going to keep it plain and simple there. And 2 cups of chocolate chips. All right, so I have some chocolate chips. I always try to keep some in my cabinet. You never know when you're going to be baking. Okay, so something to keep in mind. All righty. So who thinks this is going to taste awesome or totally disgusting? If you notice, I'm not using raw eggs to make this. That's usually how you would bake. We're going to use hard-boiled eggs. Now, I guess what's going to hold this all together is the butter, because usually when you are baking, you need things to, you know, certain fats, certain types of substances or ingredients to hold everything together. So I guess our main thing is going to be the butter, because that's a lot of butter. So we're going to see if it works. Now, you're going to need a cookie sheet as well. Once again, they recommend parchment paper. I say poo to that. I never have it, or I don't know what happened to it. So I'm going to use a cooking spray. You can use a silicone spray. I'm just going to use on my tray. I'm just going to get that ready so they don't stick. And I'm going to use my little oven over here. I'm going to put this aside. So how's everybody doing? Check in, chime in, let me know that you're here. We're going into week 5. So we've made we made Irish soda bread. I forget what else we made. we made some good stuff. So we made pizza dough. I don't know what else we made. So here we go. Also, what the recipe calls for is a mixer, an electric mixer. So if you have a handheld, I think it might be difficult if you were using a spoon to mix. My mom used to have the hand ones. I mean, we also had the electric ones too, but I mean, I'm not that old. So I'm going to use my mixer over here. It's off to the side. So you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And what we're going to do is we are going to cream together the butter and the sugar. So I'm going to take out my bowl. Okay. And I have a new angle, you know, I've been using that side, so I switched it the other time, and I kind of like this, and I'm using a new device, so I kind of like, let me know if you can see everything, and I have everything lifted a little bit so you can see what I'm kind of doing. So if that is helpful, let me know. Chime in, right? Tell me what you had for breakfast as well. I know yesterday for science, I got some great things, and I got some people chiming in. I didn't see the comments, so I think it was Alex had chimed in, Doug, Hannah, I think Jamie, you were there. I don't know if I saw everybody, so I apologize. So we're going to use 1 cup of butter, so that's 2 sticks. I'm just kind of, can't stand metal against my teeth. So if anybody else has that problem, let me know. So I'm going to just cut up my butter a little bit. It should be at room temperature. It'll help it, you know, cream. So it'll help it mix with the butter. So I took mine out. I was prepared. I woke up very early today. Bad night's sleep, but I woke up early. I didn't take my vitamins. I forgot. Alrighty, so I put my butter in. Okay, hey Terrence, thanks for the shout out, man. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put in, hold on, I got my recipe right here. We're going to cream together butter and brown sugar for about 2 minutes till it's light and creamy. Now, I'm curious, whenever I try to cream butter and sugar, it always is gritty. I don't know if other people have better luck than me. I don't know. Now, this is a lot of sugar. It is 1 1/4 cups, okay? So what I'm going to do, ooh, my brown sugar is nice and, well, some of it. I'm going to measure. So I have a 1/2 cup scoop that I'm going to pack in there and see. So I have 1/2. So I need 1 cup and 1/4. Hey, Becky, what's up? Good to see you. Sort of. I mean, we're seeing, sort of. You're seeing me, and I'm seeing you. Sort of. So glad. Thank you for joining us. So we're making hard-boiled egg chocolate chip cookies. So yeah, for those of you who came in late, you're like, what are they making? Yeah, we're trying it. We're trying it because, you know, anything goes. Anything goes. You have these eggs left over. Let's try it, right? What's the worst that happens? Food poisoning? That could be serious, but I don't think it's going to happen to us today. So what we're doing is we have 1 cup of butter in our bowl. We're going to add 1 cup and 1/4 cup of brown sugar, okay, light brown sugar. So I got a 1/2 cup scoop, so I have 1/2 cup. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I got enough, because if I'm putting hard-boiled eggs in, I want to make sure this kind of sweet, okay? So a 1/2 cup plus a 1/2 cup is a cup. A 1/2 and a 1/2 makes a whole. So there we go. And there we go. I got a 1/4 scoop. I love these. I love these scoops. You know, I think they're sometimes easier than the cups. You can get into smaller containers and stuff like that. So I'm trying to, I have an itch on my nose. Now my hands are all covered with sugar. Okay, so here's my 1/4 cup. Okay, just gonna rinse my hands. Good, wash your hands frequently. Okay, good. Maybe you guys, I don't know, maybe you're catching something over there. So I'm going to put aside my sugar. So I have my butter and my brown sugar. Hopefully it's not too loud. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so I'm going to get that going. I'm going to clean this off, because we're going to cut our eggs up. So while that's going, we've got a couple of other things that we need to get together for it. So we are going to let this cream together, and then eventually we're going to add our vanilla. Okay, we'll measure our vanilla and our eggs. So it was 2 eggs, and you want to chop these, the whole egg. That is correct, the whole egg. So I'm cutting them. I'm trying to figure out how I can make these really small. That the recipe did say it's okay if you have chunks of egg. When I told my family that I was going to make this, oh, one of my eggs ran away. Simon conveniently wanted to do all his schoolwork, and my husband ran back into his office. So, I don't know. I don't know if anybody has those egg slicers. That may be an extra cool thing to do. So I'm trying to cut this up. Just says chopped, small. and chopped. It did say peeled. I kind of gave you guys credit. I didn't think I needed to tell you that. So I'm gonna take this, my eggs, so I can make more space. And I'm just kind of cutting. We want to be careful. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing. Knife safety is always important. If you have a chopper, you can use a chopper. My chopper, eggs I think sometimes get like caught up in the chopper for me. I don't know. I don't know about you. Has anybody ever made cookies with hard-boiled eggs? I really want to know if you've ever done this. I'm trying to make them as small as possible because I don't know if I really want to eat baked hard-boiled eggs. I don't know. I don't know. I really want to know from you guys, do you think this is going to work? Do you think this is going to taste good? I mean, we make cookies with regular eggs. Why not hard-boiled eggs, right? Okay, looks like my butter and, my butter and my sugar mixture. Oh, let me get my spatula. Okay, it's pretty creamy. It's pretty smooth. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and then we're going to add some more ingredients. So, not too bad, not too bad. It's looking pretty good. So what we're going to do, it's about 2 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And what we're going to do is till it's light and fluffy. I don't know if it's really light and fluffy. I guess it's light. I guess it's fluffy. Then we're going to add vanilla and diced eggs. So we're going to use, a little low on that. Hopefully I'm not low on vanilla. So we're going to measure 2 tablespoons. Let me just make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 teaspoons. Usually I have it in front of me. So we're going to measure 2 teaspoons. Maybe a little extra. Let it just flow. Let it flow all over the place. It's all right. And maybe that one I don't do so much. Alrighty. So we've got our 2. This will add some nice flavor. And that smells so good. So we're going to add our vanilla into our bowl. And yes, we're going to add the hard-boiled eggs. I don't know if that really goes well with the smell of vanilla, but hey, you know, I was going to make a hard-boiled egg recipe for you guys, but I figured you all had deviled eggs, egg salad. Why not do something totally nuts and make a cookie? And I can see the eggs. So that's going to go. And you will see egg bits in the batter. That's what it says. And it goes, that's okay. Okay, so what we're going to do next is, okay, I'm locking my mixer. We're going to get the dry ingredients ready. Okay? So for our dry ingredients, those are ingredients that are not wet. Hey, Caitlin, what's up? I have never made these before. So this is a total guess, a chance. It could go very badly or it can go really well. And if it's got chocolate and sugar in it, how bad can it be? That's the way I'm looking at it. So we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try it, right? This is a great time to take chances. Okay, I'm just cleaning off one of my scoops. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm going to use my 1/2 cup, so I'm going to need you guys, yeah, we want to know if this is, well, I'm going to let you know if it's good, and I will post the recipe. I mean, listen, our different barks were really good. How bad can this be? I mean, you know, we're just taking chances. So we are going to do 2 1/4 cups. I have a 1/2 cup scoop, so we're going to need, how many? There's 2 1/2 cups and 1 cup. So a 1/2 plus a 1/2 equals 1 full cup. So we're going to need 4. So let's count. We've got 1, count along with me. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. 2. My age, I forget a lot of things, so you might be helping me. 3. Okay. 4. So that's 2 cups, okay, for my scoops. And where's my little scoop for my 1/4 cup? I got one for a 1/4 cup. And there we go. So that's 2 and a 1/4 cup. And I'm just gonna close off my flour. Okay, great. And I also need salt and baking soda. So the baking soda will help it. We always have this conversation, and I think Doug helped me the last time, or somebody did, whether one rises and one lets it kind of rise and spread. I don't know. I always thought we use this more in cookies, baking soda. It rises a little bit, and I think it keeps it soft. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up, but that's what I always assumed. So let me know if I'm wrong or right. So we need a 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. And if I remember, it was one of our members had told me the salt also helps the flavors come back. Really? 1 teaspoon, huh? 1 teaspoon. That seems like a lot. All right. Okay. I'm not going to question things. I'm just going with the flow. I'm trusting it. I mean, how bad can it be? Some of you are like maybe gagging, like yuck. But hey, what are you going to do with all those eggs? So 1 teaspoon of salt, which I thought was a lot. But that's okay. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, I didn't open this up yet? Okay, hold on. There we go. Look at that. 1 shot. Alrighty, here, let me do this. Ugh, yeah, there we go. And 1 teaspoon. So we're doing a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda. And what did we say about baking, other than me with the vanilla, because I had to spill? It's exact. So you want to hold it, level it off. But don't do that over your bowl, because you might have more. And once you have a level, that'll be important. Too much salt, too much certain things can affect your recipe. So we added our baking soda, our salt, and our flour, and we're going to mix. And one of the things that I like to mix with, okay, is my whisk. And really make sure that it gets it all in there. You can use a spoon. Just want to get it all even. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this. Again, now it's going to be my time to mix this. So I'm going to slowly add this in, which this is a weird recipe because usually, you know, cookies are usually dry, but this is a really dry recipe. There's no eggs or oil. It's just that butter, so it's a thick recipe. So I'm just kind of mixing with my mixer, and I think that's why you need to use an electric mixer. This might break your arm. I'm putting it on low. My mixer's like, Debra, you're working me so hard. Okay, it's an old one. It's an old. There we go. Let's see what it is. Okay. All right, we're gonna mix it in there. All right, I'm gonna stop it for a second. Always stop it. Oh, it kind of looks kind of gritty. I don't know if that makes you want to eat it. I mean, that's not too bad. That's the part of the dough. I'm gonna scrape the sides. That's like cookie dough. And you know what's really cool if you're a cookie dough fanatic? You know, some people like to cook cookie dough. I mean, and they like to eat it. I do not. I don't know if that makes me weird. but I'm not a big fan of cookie dough necessarily. I don't like the texture so much, even though I like pudding, but cookie dough is not my thing, but I know some people love it. So what I did was I just scraped the sides, and I'm just going to mix it a little bit more. I'm locking my mixer, and I'm just going to let it mix until it is combined. That looks pretty combined to me. Great. So let me know if you're a cookie dough eater. This you could eat. The eggs are cooked, which is good, So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, it's very crumbly, the dough, which is probably, I mean, I guess all dough, like a lot of cookie doughs are like that, but it's a very crumbly dough. I'm going to show it to you in a second. I've made chocolate chip cookies with chickpeas. I don't know if people have done that. You know, like there's different types of things. I've gotten like food delivered with, made from like chickpeas and different substances, especially, you know, this is not vegan, but you know, some people use different types of ingredients. So that definitely affects the consistency, as we like to say. So here's our dough. It's kind of crumbly. So we're gonna see. I like cookie dough. So that's Allegra, right? Do you eat cookie dough? Like, do you make the dough or do you buy the dough when you're eating it? Some people make it, and you can get into trouble if you have salmonella or something like that. I'm just gonna get a stiffer, throwing things around, a stiffer spoon, okay? Because this one is, I think I got it at the dollar store. So I've noticed one thing that's happened during this time that we've been hanging out at home. I think that's a nice way to say it. I've broken some of my cooking utensils. Maybe they're just not used to being used. Some of the stuff I got when I was like engaged, like engagement gifts and married. So I guess that's good. I've had stuff longer than I've been married longer than the things I have. Or maybe, I don't know. So now we're gonna add our chocolate chip cookies. Put your comments in if you like. So we need, say 2 cups. I don't know if I have full 2 cups, but I'm splurging for you guys. I'm gonna use my secret stash of chocolate chips. So, as I said, I always have chocolate chips. It's also good to have butterscotch chips. Who likes butterscotch? Butterscotch with oatmeal cookies or something like that. It's always good too. That sounds delish. I wouldn't use the eggs, but maybe you could. I mean, that might work. That's like a breakfast thing. We made breakfast cookies. That's another thing. So we've been busy cooking. So I also keep a combination of regular chips and mini chips as well. Terrence likes cookie dough ice cream. Now I need to know, guys, is cookie dough ice cream, is it like non-raw cookie dough? Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't eat cookie dough ice cream. I'm not questioning its deliciousness. It's just not something I usually go for. You know, coffee is my favorite ice cream. So I'm just curious, can they sell it because it's like prepared differently? Is it made without eggs? I don't know. These are the questions. So I have 1 cup. These are very chocolatey. I guess that's how it's going to cover those eggs. And, well, heck, let's just do it. Let's throw in. That was 2 full cups. Okay? And we're going to move our things. We're going to keep our area clean. Okay? We're going to keep it clean. And then I'm going to remove my knife for safety. Okay? And you always want to try to keep a clean kitchen, which is something I don't have. I rushed down to clean my kitchen before I got in with you guys. But the dishes on my stove are clean. I actually washed the dishes. So I'm stirring. Ooh, this is tough. So you're going to need a really strong arm or spoon, I broke, as I was saying, I broke a bunch of my stuff. I guess it was so old. Some of my items in my house. I broke a spoon ladle. I broke a spoon. It's really tough. I'm worried I'm going to break this. Oh my goodness, I think this came with my Cuisinart that I use like, what, once a year? I have all these appliances, and then I never use them. So I guess this is a good thing that you guys are joining me for cooking. All right, so I tried as best as I could. It's a really thick, heavy dough, but it doesn't look any different than, let's say, regular chocolate chip cookie dough. Oh, my system of props. There was an egg in there, I think. I'm gonna wash my hands. Alrighty, so I could taste the chocolate. The chocolate tasted good. So maybe that's how we're gonna get around this. So for those of you who are joining late, we're gonna scoop these on our cookie sheet in just a sec. For those of you who are coming a little late, we are making hard-boiled egg chocolate chip cookies. Yup, that's what we're doing. We're just going nuts. And your ingredients, as I said, I'll share the recipe with you, is 1 cup of butter, room temperature, because you're going to have to. I wonder if you melt it a bit, but I don't know if that is always recommended, but if you just got it out of the fridge, you can melt it a little bit, but you don't want to melt it too much. I think that would do something to the butter, and I think it would affect how the cookies bake. You know, sometimes they get really thin. I don't know. So it's something to think about. I'm not an expert when it comes to pastries. So a cup of butter, a lot of butter, 1 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, a lot of brown sugar. Could you use dark brown sugar? I would think so. I don't think it's a big deal. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I was a little heavy-handed. I had a little bit of an accident, so I got a little bit more in there. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 1/4 cups of flour, and 2 cups of chocolate chips. All right, so that's the deal. That's the deal. Now, let us see. Now, this is going to go into, I probably should have told you, this is going to go into a 350 degree oven, preheat at 350. Let me make sure. Yup. So I'm going to put this down. So there we go. My little apples. I have lots of dish towels and things like that. So I'm going to take a scoop. And is this telling me, because I'm just winging it, it says scoop using a large spoon or a cookie scoop. So how big am I supposed to make these? It doesn't say, so your fingers might get a little gloppy. So I'm gonna make, I don't know, does it say I should press down? So I'm gonna make, I don't know, that's a pretty big little blob there. It doesn't tell me how far they should be spaced, so I would give it a little bit of spacing. I'd give it a couple of inches to do this. Okay, so I'm making some big cookies. You know, these are tough times, and I don't want to mess around. I need some to go with my big coffee mugs that I've got. That's what I liked about those breakfast cookies, and I know some people made them, and I thought they were delicious, and I got to make some more. Okay, so I'm taking my scoop, and I am making some little balls here. Okay, right, I'm making little blobs. Okay, and I think this recipe, I don't know how many it said it makes, but I think it makes, let's see, I don't know, it makes 2 dozen or 24. So you can prepare your cookie sheet. Here we go. I got mine there. Let's see, I got 9 on here because I don't know what to expect. So I'm gonna get my oven on. I have one of these like air fry things. All right, so for a second I was like, why isn't it working? Could something else? My microwave almost blew up today, if you can believe that. So I'm going to bake this at 350, and this says, let's see how long this says, for 9 to 10 minutes. So my oven, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to go to my time setting. Let's see, and I'm going to do it for, there we go. Yeah, and my oven's gonna start. I like these, I have a Ninja something or other, so it works pretty fast. If you use the air roaster, it's amazing how fast it cooks. It really is pretty cool. So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I had an issue with my microwave, so this is a good time for us to talk about some kitchen safety. And people chime in and tell me if I was doing something wrong. So this is also kitchen safety and kitchen tips. So I noticed that my brown sugar got very hard. I probably got maybe too much air or something like that, and it just got very, very tough. And the thing about brown sugar is it's very mushy, okay? And I won't put this back in the bowl that I'm touching with my fingers. So it's very mushy because it's made with, we had this conversation the last time, I think like molasses or something, that it gives it that kind of mushy, spongy texture. It's very sweet, it's very delicious. I use it in a lot of, like if I'm making baked beans or I'm making certain types of kind of sweet but savory recipes. It's really wonderful. So you can always cook with that, and sometimes if I'm making oatmeal, I might put a little bit of brown sugar in there too. It's delish. But sometimes your brown sugar gets hard, rock hard, and what do you do when that happens? And it depends on how much time you have. I think I've read that you could put like an apple slice, something with moisture, and you could put it on top and leave it for a little bit in a closed container. Well, if you don't have time, like I didn't have time, you can put it in a plastic bag. I don't feel comfortable microwaving plastic bags. I don't know, things sometimes always go bad with ones I use, but you can use that or a microwave safe like ceramic or glass bowl. You get a paper towel, moisten it, not dripping wet, but moist, but pretty, you know, I don't know. I was gonna say moist but dry. I don't know, but so that it's not dripping. Like if you know, you kind of squeeze it out a bit, and leave that on top, and then you can microwave it for about 20 seconds. But I had some weird popping and things like that, so it was very strange. And of course, I immediately thinking something was wrong. I mean, we're talking explosive. I thought I've had a fire in my microwave, you know. So it's also kitchen safety. So I was close enough but safe enough that I could turn it off. So always be careful. I just didn't know if there was something in this bowl. Didn't know what was going on, why it was popping. But what I will say, it was almost worth the bodily injury and burning down the house. I'm saying that jokingly. Always safety first. So if you notice something like that, you know, call for help, or you know, turn it off if it's not an active fire. Turn off a plug or pull a plug, or get somebody that can do that very quickly. Ooh, they smell pretty good, the cookies. I'm gonna see if we can get them done so I can taste it in front of you, because they cook pretty fast, especially in this place. So putting a moist paper towel on your hardened brown sugar in about, they said 20 seconds in a microwave. I took it out, and yeah, Caitlin, I'm just sharing. She was like, how did it almost blow up? I mean, it was bizarre. But the good news is the microwave's okay. It is working. Stephanie wanted to know if there was a metal decoration on my bowl. I don't know. And that's something really smart, Stephanie, to look at. I'm looking at my bowl. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe the microwave didn't like my taste in bowls. These are pickles, which is strange that I would be heating up brown sugar in them. But hey, that's what I got, and I thought it would look good. The wet or damp, it's a moist, I know some people don't like that word, paper towel, microwave, I took it out, it didn't even get the full 20 seconds, and I have to tell you, that worked like a charm. I left the paper towel on, and I covered it with a plate, like so, okay, like I left it on, and I covered it with a plate till I was ready, and it was great. The moisture returned to the brown sugar. So I was really impressed with that tip. I don't know if anybody else has tips or anything that you might have done with brown sugar or how you store it. Don't worry. Oh my goodness. You left something on your stove, Caitlin? Oh no. We really got to be careful. And that's something we haven't talked too much about in our classes. Today you can share your kitchen nightmares with me if you like, if you feel comfortable. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. And we're not condoning those things. It's just a good way for us to learn what not to do in the kitchen. As I said, with knives, you know, we've got to be really careful when we're using a knife. We want to hold it down, and we want to always keep our fingers away from the blade. And if you're really uncomfortable, there are things you can buy. There are certain gloves you can buy, like these mesh gloves that'll protect your hands. There's, I might have one. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nobody's trying. You can have things that you can hold, so if you were cutting a vegetable and this kind of sticks into your, let's say an onion or whatever you were cutting, and it goes down, just be careful. These are a little sharp, but then you can cut, and that's another good safety way. We always want to have really important safety. I have lots of gadgets. I have lots of gadgets that I got years and years ago. But yeah, safety. Same thing with ovens and things like that. Wow, our cookies are are almost done. Let me see. I wish you could smell them. They smell pretty good considering that we're using hard-boiled eggs. Hold on. I'm going to let my friend keep an eye. I mean, these are looking like real cookies. I mean, I guess they are. So I'm kind of impressed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this for a second. Okay. And then hopefully we'll be able to see what the cookies look like in just a minute. So yeah, your kitchen safety is really important. What do you need when you're working with an oven or a stove? Think of those things that you need. What are those things? Number one thing that you're going to need. Some of us need a little extra help, and that's okay. Usually, I could use some supervision in the kitchen, because, you know, I'm always getting in trouble. I'm blowing up the microwave. There we go. Get rid of our mixer. We are going to get ready for our cookies in just a second, because I really want you to see them. There we go. I have a wire rack. Sorry, I've got like things going all over the place. Okay. So what is it that we need? We need earplugs. I make so much noise. Our cookies are almost done. I love it that we're getting a chance to see what they look like. So I've got our cookies. As a matter of fact, let me take a cookie sheet. There we go. It pays to have lots of things around. Excellent. So, let me see. I don't see anybody chiming in. You need oven mitts. Now, these oven mitts are really sad. They work really great, but it can show you, you know, years and years and years. You know, they've taken a licking, but they keep on ticking. And if you know what that is from, you're old like me. From Timex. So you're going to need your gloves, okay? Some people use the silicone type of glove. Something that's really going to make sure to protect your hands. These things are hot. This is a 350 degree oven. And as all of you know from watching my crafting videos, I have burned my hands many times on glue and other things, which I don't know how to protect. And I think since we've been socially distancing, I've burned my hands about 3 or 4 times. Bad enough blisters. And I've had other like quirky things happen. So safety first. Learn from doing what I don't do. So one of the things that I do like to do is when I'm taking my cookies out of the oven, I might place them on top of my stove. That's a great place. I actually have a pull-out like wooden table in my kitchen. I have a pretty old kitchen. I don't know if you can tell. My kitchen was originally built, I don't know if it was, I think this design of the scallops is from the 40s, or maybe even the 50s, but my house was built way before that, or parts of it. So I have really weird things. So I have this nice wooden, I don't know if it's really nice, but it's a wooden table that comes out. So I use that when I'm baking. And I put down things to protect the surface, right? So if you have, I guess nobody has linoleum. A lot of people have marble or granite. And maybe not marble, I don't know, but granite. I think our cookies are done. So you want a hot plate. Oh, sorry, this was one of the things my son made. A hot plate, something to protect your surface, okay? Or you're gonna put it on your stove. You're gonna put your gloves on. Yep, old gloves like mine. Here we go. Ooh. They smell pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. They look like cookies. All right, so hold on. Let's get our flipper. Is this also a spatula? I mean, I call these spatulas too, but aren't the spoons? So using my gloves, okay, I'm going to then take my flipper or my spatula very carefully, and don't be shy, ask for help. I'm gonna put this on a wire rack. And does anybody know why they recommend a wire rack to cool, especially cookies, things like that? Does anybody know? Oh, these seem very moist. Okay, seem pretty good. I don't know if it helps it, cool evenly. I find sometimes if I don't use my rack and I leave them too long on my cookie sheets, they get stuck, they chip. I don't know. I could use the information. So these cookies look just like any other cookie to me. So I'm going to put my rack over here. I'm going to make more cookies when I say goodbye. But should I eat one? Should I eat one? Oh, somebody was very kind. You love the kitchen? Yeah, no you don't. No you don't. I don't have an eye. This is not a modern kitchen, okay? And my only window in my kitchen, how do I say it? Somebody built a wall over my window. And I thought, oh, it's just a glass window, right? And mind you, I've already paid for I bought the house, I moved in, and I just always assumed it was a window that didn't open. And I'm walking outside of my driveway, and I said, which window is this? I see it was like a window that you could lift. It's my kitchen window, they just built a wall. Okay, I hear some footsteps. Who could that be? Can you identify yourself? It's okay. Oh, come here. Just put that down. People don't need to see our laundry. So I have a special guest. We are going to try these cookies. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. All right, so this is my friend Dan, and and Simon's here. They're very hot. We are going, this is the cookie. It looks like a cookie, right?
Okay, so I'm already confused.
Okay. Ooh, ow, it's really hot. It's really hot.
I'm scared by the name.
Hard-boiled eggs.
It's very moist. It's very moist. It's very mushy.
Does it taste like a deviled egg?
That's delicious. Why haven't I been doing this all my life? This is delicious. Try one. If you're nervous, it's really hot. Or they're really hot, guys.
Well, I don't think
let's
should
see.
say that if I'm
Those
nervous.
cookies look delish. Thank you, Jamie. Who would have known that? And that's why I had to pay these people, right? Right? Are they good?
Yeah, they'd be really.
They're okay.
Yeah.
They're okay. What are you talking about? They're delicious.
Very good.
They're very good. I just wouldn't say they're better than regular chocolate chip
You
cookies.
can't tell. You can't tell the difference.
I can tell the difference.
What? Who are you? And where'd you come from? No, you
They
can't
would
tell
go
the
really
difference.
good with a side of bacon and some toast.
Maybe they're like breakfast cookies.
No, very good.
I thought these were excellent. So, what I recommend, yeah, these are good.
Very
Goodbye.
nice.
Thank you. See, so I didn't poison them. You guys came at the right time. I really recommend this recipe. Oops. They're very soft. I'm sorry, I'm eating with my mouth. I suggest you ground Simon for a month for his stubbornness. I think he's already grounded. I mean, yeah, he definitely, like, who is he? All right, I think she's correct. I think Caitlin's correct.
What have I done to deserve?
What have you done to deserve this? Being a rotten kid, that's what you've done. So, I recommend if you're getting groceries delivered or you're going to the store, somebody's getting your groceries, make sure stock up on your flour. I am hearing stores do have flour. Get some chocolate chips. I don't think there's a run on them. Get yourself some brown sugar. You usually have the other things, the salt and the baking soda you should have in your house at all times, as well as vanilla. These are things you should always have, but make sure you get them. I'm going to post the recipe. And yes, generally you might not need hard-boiled eggs. I wouldn't necessarily go and make hard-boiled eggs to make this recipe. I don't know if it's any better than a regular chocolate chip cookie, but because we have all these hard-boiled eggs left over from Easter, and some people also have them left over from Passover. We always have eggs at Passover as well. You're like sick of them and you don't want to waste the food. Chop them up and make a cookie out of them. Because let me tell you something, this is excellent. It's excellent. I am blown away. I'm blown away by how delicious. I was really worried.
Mom, I really like the cookies.
Okay, he liked the cookies, Caitlin. He liked the cookies. He just didn't see that there was any difference between a regular chocolate chip and this. And that's the point. That's the point. I don't know why we put in an egg. I don't know if it gives them protein. I don't think they're any healthier than anything else. There's a lot of sugar in there. But they are quite delicious. So, if you are cooking this week and you're trying this recipe, please take a picture, send it to me. I always share whatever people send me. I've got some cool weather vanes on there. So let me know. Some people in the past had sent me their breakfast cookies, which I was thrilled about. So let's try this. Let me know what you think. I think they're fantastic. I probably, when some off, I'm going to eat all these cookies. And, you know, stress baking. And today, our schedule is a little different. I know there's some other stuff going on as well on other YouTube channels and other Facebook channels. But on this particular channel, I feel like a network executive, Stacy will be doing an art project with things that you probably have around your house as well. The supply list is on the Facebook page, or this Facebook page. So scroll down, find it. That's at 12:30, so something a little different. Not lunch bunch, but an art class at 12:30. And then at 2:30, Tony is going to be doing not his usual music class. He's going to be going through a lot of music and technology. Really cool. I think a lot of you are going to like that. He's done something like that before, and you always learn something from it. So you'll see some stuff that dinosaurs like me have used. So it's a really cool lesson to hang out and watch. And then on Wednesday morning, we'll be back for art. And we have lunch bunch and then music. So there's always something going on. There's 2 new lessons on Google Classroom. Check them out. One is on weather, okay, keeping with my theme. I like themes. And I believe there's a cool photography project, like shadow selfies, I think. Go on and take a look. It's worth it. So thank you so much. I don't know if I missed some people. Let me see. I don't see. Let me see. I had Stephanie, I had Terrence, I had Stephanie, I had Becky, I had I think Allegra I had on, I had Caitlin. So I had a bunch of you. I had Jamie. I don't know if I missed anybody. I apologize if I did. I gave some high fives to other people that I missed from yesterday. I missed Doug, I missed Hannah, I think I missed Abby. I missed a couple of people, so once again, I always apologize for doing that. But thank you for joining us for cooking. Look for the recipe, send me your pictures, and wow, I'm blown away, blown away. All right, everybody, I'll see you. You won't see me probably until tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.